thank you. So let's have a specific use case. We'll drill in a little bit more. Z, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're thinking in terms of moving your system toward one that has more insight and transparency into the decisions that are being made?
Yeah, I wanted to build up on Roel mentioned earlier, the importance of transparency in AI, and I wanted to make a point that transparency will also help AI with their performance and its accuracy as well. So I run a firm that helps blockchain ventures to build and grow their community, and we developed this AI solution that aims to automate community building. Right now it's able to, for example, greet new users in these various channels, able to filter out scams and spams. And how we do that is we train the bot with a machine learning model that gives a positive and a negative filter for whether it's a scam or not. So if it's a scam, then we automatically delete the message for them. And for us, that sounds pretty cool because we're automating community building in an industry that's done 100% manually. But here's the problem. One is that a lot of spam still fall through the cracks. And another thing is that it sometimes filters out messages that were actually good. And I feel like one of the reasons why it does that because, first of all, the community, they don't really know why the messages were labeled as what's deleted in the first place, whether it's scam or spam or filter or whether it's just for whatever reason. And so that's kind of what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to create we're trying to label, inform the community that whichever message we decide to delete out, whether it is spam or whether it's scam, and we do that by having a secondary filter, a positive, negative. So if it was labeled inappropriate for the first filter, and then it goes through saying, is this a spam? So it compares with all the previous spam messages, and then if not, then it goes through the further down the ladder to see which kind of category it is, and then gives the community why exactly that message was deleted. And in the long future of where we're going is we want to be able to dissect each messages and to be able to plug that into a high-dimensional universe of messages and be able to compare with all the other messages and be able to see characteristics, the difference and the similarities with all the other messages, and then be able to better label them as spam or scam or troll, whatever it is. And that'll ultimately to improve the transparency of AI and also to improve the accuracy and performance as well.
Yeah, I thought that was a very interesting part of this story, is that in moving from a training model where you're just training things on, this is bad or this is good, it's plus or minus, to a model where you have categories of badness and categories of goodness, and then you can get back a report that says, well, we're 78% sure that this is trolling, and 12% sure that this is a scam, and 10% sure it's impersonation or something, right? Then you have more insight into what's happening. You have more transparency, but you also have better accuracy for your system. And then if you move from there to something like word2vec or some kind of high-dimensional semantic space, maybe you get even more accuracy, but you also get more transparency. I think that's an interesting counterpoint to the story of, in some ways, moving away from transparency inside the models, as James was saying, is that as the output gets richer and as the training set is richer, we can move back toward, as Roel was saying, more transparency on the output side itself.
Yeah, but there is a caveat. I mean, I see there's no generalized AI right now. So I see most of the algorithms that are out there as tools, which means they're like a screwdriver.
Right.
Now, screwdrivers suck at talking back to me.
Yeah.
Most tools do. So if we do get towards some more generalized AI or more complex tools that have their own life, you could wonder, how important this communication ability becomes. But, this is really about the value neutrality of technology. And this idea that we design the technology and then it's the person that decide, I'm going to use this knife to murder someone, or I'm going to use it to butter my bread, is a naive notion, because even when we're just talking about tools, to quote Kranzberg, first law, these tools are not good nor bad, but neither are they neutral.
Right.
Because the tools that we built end up shaping us.
Right.
So even something as simple as the invention of the movie created Hollywood, created a whole new way of thinking about communication. And that's the core of the medium, is the message. You know, we shape the way we live through the tools that we design, and that's going to happen whether they are smart or not.
Yeah.
And it's not a dichotomy, it's a scale, and you have to anticipate this.
Yeah, amazing. So clearly there's a lot of challenges to solve, a lot of problems, a lot of possible dangers, as Todd was pointing out earlier today. I wonder if we can spend the last couple of minutes talking about a more positive note. I want each of you to spend 20 seconds telling me about something that you're looking forward to in the future of AI, the thing you're most excited about.
I'm excited about like reducing the gap between regulations and privacy and what is actually technically possible.
Yeah.
With GDPR coming, there's actually an event, the Canadian IAPP conference happening this week. So I'm really excited about that in the now.
What's the URL?
That is, I will share that with you.
Google is Canada IPP.
IAPP.
IAPP. Okay,
yes,
great.
It is at NTCC, and we're having a conversation about differential privacy and the current state of what the gap is between what the regulations say and what is technically possible.
Amazing.
I think bridging that is awesome.
That's awesome. James?
I'm looking forward to better robots.
Better robots. Yeah.
I think we can do this. I think we can get a good handle on the questions of transparency and explainability to get one or two steps further beyond where we are now.
Great.
This is not we're not at the end of the road just yet.
Nice. Nancy?
Global governance.
Yeah.
No more geopolitical divide.
Right. Amazing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
If that happens, I'm very much looking forward to that. Yeah. Roel?
I think we need to do something about notifications and notification management, and stop cell phone addiction by having smart notifications that don't bug you when it's really not necessary.
Right. Right.
Which may tie in with your stuff.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the automation. I feel like for example, like the solution that we're trying to do is, it's supposed to, first of all, like eliminate a lot of the not unnecessary cost. It's able to eliminate human error, and most importantly, allow the developers in those blockchain startups to know exactly what's happening in their community without having to monitor 24/7.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a very bright future for AI.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you all. And thank you for being such a great audience.